Welcome back, guys. Week 4 in the books. Sunday, Bloody Sunday, in full effect. Couple of our guys, couple of our managers losing some key players to their teams. We'll go into that. This week, I'm not going to do a recap. There wasn't too many close matchups. The only close matchup there was between Salami and D. And the only reason why Salami lost is because he didn't take out Michael Crabtree, who was hurt, who wasn't going to play the entire week. Salami just forgot to take him out. Bonehead move. Yeah, horrible move. But this week I'm gonna do a contender and pretender, and since the stakes are high in this league, they're very high. We're gonna go with temperatures of stakes for our contender pretender. So I have well done, medium rare, and rare, and your team will go well done being the worst, because if you eat a steak well done, you're a loser and you're a chump. And you're eating it rare, you're an aristocrat, you're doing it nice. We're going to go into the power rankings first, and then we're going to go into the waiver claims, and then we're going to go into the contender pretender. Power rankings, nothing changes at the top, with Salami still number 1 after a horrible loss. He is 27-9 on the year, number 2 in points. Salami's team is still very good. They still have him ranked number 1 rest of the season roster. I bump up the spot to number 2 after a tremendous performance by my guys. 27-9 overall. I'm the most consistent team. That's what the CONS means. It means your team is consistent, obviously. It breaks it down into a formula. Yeah, I'm first in points still as well. Wonder is going to drop down a spot. He's 24-12 in the year. Number 2 in points. Wonder, only reason why you got bumped down is because my team went off. Laz stays the same at number 4, 4-0 on the year, first overall in our league. 19-17 though overall against the entire league. Number 5, Tass drops down a spot. 21-15. Tass had a tough. Who did Tass lose? Tass lost someone this week, I'm pretty sure. Did he? Let me see. Well, we'll get into that. I'll look at his roster. I don't know. Dom. Unfortunately, Dom is number 6. He jumps up 2 spots. He's 1-3 on the year, 19-17. Had a really bad loss with Dalvin Cook. He was looking like a real good running back. Number 7 is Gordo. He goes up 2 spots. He's 1-3 on the year. Only 11-25 overall record. Number 9, Jack, 1-3 on the year, drops down 3 spots, 8-28 on the year. Jack, you only have 8 wins total in 4 weeks. That means you're really bad. You're averaging 135 points a game, and Tom Brady is averaging 33 of those points. So you got to do something, Jack. And number 10, Mashy drops down a spot, 1-3 on the year, 11-25 overall. Yeah, Mashy, your rest of season roster is ranked number 10 too, so that ain't a good look. Then let's look at the waiver additions. I have the 3rd overall waiver claim, and I wound up getting Latavius Murray. Surprisingly, I'm really surprised no one at the 1 or 2 spot took him. He's a running back number 2. As soon as he got that job, I think ESPN has him in like the 16-17 range for the week. I think that's where he's going to fall. He's going to be a running back too. He's going to be solid some weeks. He has touchdown potential. Last year with the Raiders, he had 12 touchdowns. I think he's going to get all the goal line work down there. Bradford's coming back too. That's going to help out big time. And then Jack went on a waiver claiming rampage, as I like to call it. He just kept hitting the waiver button. He said, my team sucks anyway, so I'm just going to waiver claim every single person. Picked up Cooper Kupp, Geronimo Allison, the Bills D, Ryan Shazier. Got to do something. Got to switch it up. And then a couple guys woke up very early. Ice to the rescue. Petey Buckets takes J.D. McKissick. I went nuts. I picked up the Vikings D, Aaron Jones, Thomas Rawls, and Wayne Gallman. Then Country Club Cooks D wound up taking Alex Collins. I like that pickup. Then I picked up Jerick McKinnon. Then Buckets dropped Aaron Jones for Jaron Brown. So I picked up Aaron Jones and dropped Jerick McKinnon. Then Tass got in on the action, picked up Mike Wallace, picked up the Chiefs defense, picked up Jared Cook. Dom comes out of left field, waking up at 5:10 in the morning, picks up Jerick McKinnon. He had to get in some of the love after losing Dalvin Cook. And then the mastermind, Stevie DVD, picks up the Ravens defense after the onslaught. Yeah, so fucking a lot of action early on in the morning. I like it a lot. This is what's gonna happen when the stakes are high. Talking about stakes now. We're gonna go into our the bottom tier teams, as I like to call it. So these teams, they're well done. The only thing that could save them right now is a nice sauce, maybe a nice Peter Luger sauce. And my team personally, who I think is the worst team by far, is Jack Giannini's team. I have Smallwood. Yes, he does have Wendell Smallwood, but like I said, he's 8-28 on the year. He's 10th in points per game at 135. The rest of his season roster ranking is 8th. They're really not showing any love to Jack for right reasons because his team really has not performed at all. Talking about here, Amari Cooper, who looked, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde year for him. He was a wide receiver, solid wide receiver 2 last year with wide receiver 1 upside. He's averaging 7.8 points a game. He's 64th ranked wide receiver. There's guys on the wire better than him right now. You got to keep him though. You got to play him every single week. You took him early. You gotta start man. You got to start the guy. Brady is the leader of your team. He is averaging 33 points a game. He's an absolute monster. He's scoring 33 of your 135 a week. That's a lot of points for one guy to score. Yeah. Big Ben, he's completely matchup proof. It seems like anytime he's on the road, he's almost a must bench. When he's at home, it's a whole different story. You got Bilal Powell who broke out last week with 33 points. Yeah, but every single game before that, he was single digits. He's a running back to him, eyes. Doug Martin comes back off a suspension this week. Short week on a Thursday. I don't know if he's going to be 100%. Taking all the snaps away from Jaquiz. They might be in a little timeshare, maybe 60-40 over there. Yeah, your wides are really, really bad in my eyes. Amari Cooper right now is a wide 3 for all we know. He might be a 4 or 5. But yeah, he's bad. No Derek Carr for at least 2 to 6 weeks, I think they said. That's huge on his value. I don't think he's gonna have much more value than what he had going into the year at all. Definitely don't see him finishing inside the top 30 at all with Derek Carr missing these weeks. Looks like your best wide receiver right now is Pierre Garçon. Like I said last week, he was facing Patrick Peterson. He was going to get shut down. He gets shut down. That's what happens. And then Cooper Kupp is right now your third wide. I think you have someone on the bench. You have Demaryius Thomas, who's another guy. I mean, going into the year, they were saying, wide receiver 2 upside. He hasn't done anything this year. Has not gone over 100 yards. He's been steady between 11 and 15 points the first 3 weeks. And then he goes to Oakland and he does doo-doo. Has 1 catch. I think that Chris Thompson trade was better for Gordo's sake. We see what Chris Thompson does. He had 0.7 points. You started him last week, Jack. Yeah, I think Chris Thompson, that train, that boat has sailed, and Gordo, great sell high at the moment. You got the Crow, Isaiah Crowell, really underperforming. You drafted him 47th overall, not even starting him this week. I can't see how you're going to start him. He's literally not doing anything. Duke Johnson doesn't even run the ball, and he has more value than him. His high points being 10.6 points. Really, really bad. Yeah, Jack, I'm really surprised of how bad your team is right now. You could always get out of it. Like I said, all you need is a good pickup. That's all you need. You get a good pickup. You trade a couple guys. You're right back in the mix of things. You're not out of the playoff race. You're 1-3. You get lucky. You sneak into the playoffs. You win. You sneak into the 6th seed. You fucking get lucky again, and you win the playoffs. That's it. My ninth team personally. He's number 10 on the rankings. Is Michael Massey. Yeah, another team that has been decimated by injuries. Derek Carr going down 2 to 6 weeks. Luck is on the mend. He might be coming back. I don't think he comes back this week. I don't think he comes back next week. I think he comes back the week after. He needs Luck really bad. He doesn't have Luck. His team is in trouble. He's gonna have to start a free agent quarterback right now in that second quarterback spot. Carson Palmer is leading his quarterbacks. He has like the 3rd most yards in the league right now. He's throwing for a lot of yards, 300 yards 3 times this year. He's having a pretty decent year. 13th best quarterback. That's quarterback 2 on the borderline of quarterback 1. Then Elliott, yeah, he is Ezekiel Elliott. Last week we saw what he did. He threw up the most points of the year. Of course, it's against me. But sandwich in between the two really good games are two decent games. 6 points against the Broncos, his worst game of his career. And then the game against Arizona, only 18 points. That's a solid week, but sometimes you need that big playability to get you over the top. Tariq Cohen, I think he has a really, really high floor. His ceiling is a little bit low because of Jordan Howard still being there. I could definitely still see him being a running back 2. So you got a running back 1, you got a running back 2, you're fine there. You got Jordy. Jordy's the fucking man. He's a wide receiver 1. What do you want me to tell you? He catches a bunch of touchdowns. The team throws a lot. He gets the targets. He's the number 1. He's a wide receiver 1 every single week. You got Alshon. Alshon has had a quietly good year. He's been between 8.8 points and 22 points his 4 games. That first week against Washington, I think he got the Josh Norman treatment, and that's what happens when you play Josh Norman. Week 3, he had a bad game. He got the Janoris Jenkins treatment. So you take that. Yeah, he's having a pretty decent year. He's a wide receiver 2, definitely. I see him there. And then you had someone on the bye. Emmanuel Sanders on the bye. Sanders, he's doing what we kind of thought he would. Nothing crazy. 22nd best wide. He's averaging 12 points a game. That's decent. That's like a wide 2, wide 3. Not a bad 1, 2, 3 right there. You got Marquise Lee in there right now, filling in on the bye week. Don't like him at all. You got Njoku in there on the bye week. I don't like rookie tight ends. You know this. Jordan Reed, he didn't look good Monday night. He's still your best tight end in my eyes on your team. And then you got Kelly and Perrine. I think that running back situation is one to avoid over there in Washington. I don't like any of the other backs any more than the other one. I think Thompson might be the best, but that's only because he has a really high floor. Well, not a really high floor, but he catches passes and he has that big playability. Fat Rob doesn't have that big playability. He's a fucking clog. He needs the ball 25 times a game in order to be valuable. And then the Garrett Blount, he fucking broke out, 136 yards. Caught a pass for 20 yards. Best game of the year, 19 points. Darren Sproles is out. That's a big piece. The Eagles really like to use him as their passing back. Maybe they run the ball a little bit more with Blount. Definitely going to help his value a little bit. I think he's going to be a good flex, a nice little flex with that touchdown upside. Maybe popping off 2 touchdowns in a week. Yeah, Mash, I really don't like your team, though. Your quarterbacks are shoddy at best right now. If Carr's out for 2 to 6 weeks, I think you're done, dude. You need to win next week. You're not going to have Luck either. Maybe Luck next week. I don't think so either, but if Luck comes back next week, it'll be perfect time for you. Yeah. But Luck kind of changes your whole team a lot, but losing Derek Carr changed your whole team too. You don't really have that trade value with him right now. I mean, I don't even know what I would offer for Derek Carr. He's looked like absolute dog shit his first 4 weeks of the season. And he's hurt, coming off a back injury. I think he fractured something in his spine. I don't know. Yeah, Mash, I'm not really, really high on your team right now. Then we're going to move over into our medium well section. These are steaks that are cooked a little too much. You don't need the sauce, but it's lacking. It's definitely lacking. And these teams are teams that, one of them's in the playoffs. 2 of them are my very dear friends. Very, very dear friends. We're going to start with the team that I think, personally, is the bottom of this totem pole. And that's Dom's team, who is in the playoffs right now, but he took one of the worst losses a team could take. Dom, you're 19 and 17 on the year. You're 5th in points per game. But the rest of the season roster, you're at 6 right now, so it dropped you down a little bit. Dalvin Cook, losing Dalvin Cook is absolutely huge. He was looking like a running back 1, and if you had him, your team was going places. I was going to bump you up to the medium rare territory even. But listen, your wides are really good. you have two wide receiver ones. Mike Evans and AJ Green they're going to be in the top 10 every single week of the year. They're basically matchup proof because they're targeted a ton. Um, Kirk Cousins though, not sold on him. He had a pretty good game last week. Not for nothing. Shit, he had 38 yards rushing. That's why. But that offense hasn't looked that good in Washington in my eyes compared to last year with 2,000-yard receivers. I mean, who's like his go-to guy right now? I don't even know. He lost Garcon. He lost Deshaun Jackson. It's a little different of an offense now. They're getting Chris Thompson a little bit more involved. Is Jordan Reed in? Is he playing? Is he hurt? It's like an open door. Vernon Davis is catching passes. He's rumbling for 70 yards down the field. Kirk Cousins was really high on people's lists. I had him at like 10, 11. Some people had him at... He finished 5th best last year. Yeah, not huge on him right now. But listen, going into 2 weeks ago, your two quarterbacks were dog shit, which is crazy because now they're 11. Eli is 11, and Kirk Cousins is 10. 2 big weeks, that's all it takes, man. Eli, he's having a decent year. The Giants are really bad. They're throwing all the time. They don't have a running game. He is just throwing so much, and I don't want him to get hurt. I think he might be a shutdown candidate at this point. The Giants might just see what they have with Geno Smith. I don't know. Maybe Davis Webb. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, but McAdoo's getting fired. We know that. He's the Vegas favorite to get fired. He's minus 200 to get fired right now. First coach to get fired. But Eli is throwing from behind a lot. He's playing from behind in a lot of games. His first 2 games, he had 6 and 12 points. His next 2 games, he had 33 and 34 points. So we see where we're at right there. That floor and that ceiling. That's really volatile situation right there with Eli. If they have a bad game and they don't score a touchdown, he's fucked. He doesn't run the ball. He gets no bonuses from that running. Like, say like a rushing quarterback, to get those extra 35, 40 yards that turn into 3 or 4 fantasy points is huge. You see with a lot of these rushing quarterbacks, they're always at the top of these projections and rankings because these guys, they get those extra yards, maybe an extra touchdown from running the ball. You got Tyrod Taylor in there right now, who's one of those rushing quarterbacks. I think he's got to be up there for league in quarterback rushing yards. Not a big touchdown guy. Their offense isn't too good right now. They've been winning games with their defense. Yeah, he's a good fill-in week. He plays the Bengals. Nice little fill-in quarterback. You got DeMarco, who's been absolutely dog shit. He's only averaging 10 points a game. Had under 10 points 3 times, though, so that just goes to show you how much that 10 is worth. He's the 31st running back right now. I don't think he's a running back 3. I don't know if he's a running back 2. I think he's a back-end running back 1 still. He might be a running back 2, though, with all these new guys that we've seen come out of nowhere this year. Lamar Miller is your second running back right now. He had a big week last week, 29 points. Best game, I think, as a Texan, probably. Yeah, I think they're going to feed Donta Foreman a little bit more. He looks like a good back. I think O'Brien sees him as an every down back at one sooner or later. Maybe they let Miller walk. I don't know if he's a free agent next year. But yeah, having Dalvin Cook in that running back spot right there was huge for you. He was having a really good year, averaging 17 points a game, 9th best running back. He goes out in mid-game. I think he got hurt in the 3rd quarter. He already had 12 points, but he fumbled the ball, so he really had 15 points. Yeah, he was going down as one of the best rookie running backs for the Vikings in their history. Yeah, it's a really tough loss. Maybe you keep him next year. I don't know. Where'd you draft him? You drafted him the 69th overall pick. Wow, you could have had Kareem Hunt right there. That would have been nice, Dom. But yeah, all in all, your team is I mean, losing Dalvin Cook is a huge loss. He was your best player up until that point. Yeah, Randall Cobb though, he finally came back. He's been a wide receiver too, averaging like 15 points the games he's played. He did get banged up that one game. We didn't see him in Chicago. In Chicago? No, we didn't see him in Cincinnati. But offense that throws a lot. Even being the third best option, it really doesn't matter. And then Delaney Walker, he's quietly being a good tight end, just like I projected he wasn't going to be. He's the sixth best tight end. Tight ends have been really dog shit this year. They've been a total crapshoot. He's averaging 11.8 points a game. I think you should be happy right there with that. Then you got Rashad Matthews. He's having a decent year. 28th best wide, averaging 12 points a game. The more Corey Davis is hurt, the more he's not playing. Rashad Matthews is going to get all those touches he can, man. He's playing for his job right now because, I mean, it's either him or Decker that's going to go. Man, then you picked up Greg Zerline last week. Tremendous waiver claim, 27 points. He would have been on my team, to be honest, I think, because I was adding kickers at that time, and I was just adding like the best available. He had dropped 27 points last week. That's fucking ridiculous. He had one of the best kicking games I've ever seen a kicker have. And then you have like Jonathan Stewart. Like, I'm not huge on him. I think as the season progresses, he's going to get less and less touches. He's the goal line back there, yeah, and he's like the running back there, yeah, sure, but I'm just not. He really has a low floor and a low ceiling, and that's not good in fantasy. Yeah, Dom, tough loss, bro. And then we're going to go with Gordo. Yes, I say Gordo. You're going to be our, what is that, 10, 8, 9? You're 7 right now in my eyes. You made some really good trades, Gordo, don't get me wrong, but you can't start someone for shit that goes off because you have all these guys going off, and yeah, I know you traded some of them, but you're never starting them. So what point is it to have these guys in my eyes? Like, it's so, if I see a guy throw up 45 points on my bench, I'm fucking pissed. I'm livid. I hate it. I don't want to see them scoring those amount of points. It's like you had Chris Thompson those first few weeks, and you don't start him, but that could have helped you in some matchups, I'm sure. You got Shady McCoy. He's the 13th best back right now. He's a running back one in my eyes. He touches the ball a lot. Catches, rushes, whatever you fucking want. He does it all. And then your quarterbacks are Wentz, Dalton, and Watson. My eyes, Wentz is the best. Dalton is still the second best. And Watson, he's a rookie, man. Sometimes rookies go off one week and the next week they look pedestrian. But I'll tell you one thing, Deshaun Watson has a really, really good rapport with DeAndre Hopkins, and that's really smart because he's really good, DeAndre Hopkins. But that offense in Houston looks really tremendous. He has 5 touchdowns, most ever total for a rookie. He had a really good game, Deshaun Watson. And then you have Melvin Gordon. I think he's at the back end of the running back one territory. Chargers are down a lot. They have to abandon the run like they did last week. He only had 3.9 points. His other games he was steady though, 13 being the low, 20 being the high. I think he's towards the back end. Definitely has a low ceiling, but a very high floor with his ability. Then Antonio Brown, he's a fucking stud. He had a little shit fit on the sideline last week, only because he only got targeted like 5 times. He's still a stud. He goes off all the time. He throws up 35 points like it's nothing. Then Jarvis. Jarvis has been steady. He's been like 10. What does he have? 10, 11.8, 20. Steady. Solid running back. Wide receiver 2. Deshaun Jackson. Really good first week. Really good second week of the season for him, which is the third week regular season. But shut down by the Giants. Shut down by the Bears. Played Minnesota and had a great game, which I don't understand because Minnesota has a really good defense. You got Gronky Kong, who's probably the best tight end right now. He is number 1, 17 points a game. He's another guy that has huge play potential. Pairing him, Gronk and Antonio Brown is huge. You're gonna have, I think, you're gonna be the high scorer for a week, definitely. But your flex spot is really bad with Marshawn. Marshawn has been absolutely horrible. He looks old. He's not doing anything. That offense takes another step back, losing Derek Carr. They have E.J. Manuel as their quarterback. I don't like his prospects for the next few weeks. I don't like it for the rest of the year. You probably need a flex fill-in right now. You probably should have woke up early because you would have got one. You do have Marshall. Marshall has looked decent the past 2 games, but the first 2 games he got absolutely shut down. You got Riddick, not really high on him. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. I think Abdullah's touching the ball more, so Riddick isn't. Ipso facto. Deshaun Watson is the eighth best quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but that also helps that he had 43 points last game. That really inflates his value a lot. He's playing Kansas City next week, which is a really good defense. Let's see what he does when he gets a real test like that. I mean, he did play the Titans. They have a pretty decent defense, but the week before he played the Patriots, and the Patriots defense looks like the worst in the league right now. They look like last year's Saints. You start everyone against them. You do have Will Fuller. You picked him up. DeAndre's there. He's the clear-cut one there. Will Fuller did have a decent game, but he also had 2 touchdowns on only 4 catches for 35 yards. So the touchdowns hold a lot of value right there. I don't think he's going to be used in the red zone a lot like he was last week. But if Watson's throwing him in the red zone, that's all you could ask for a guy like that. And then again, you need Watson to really pick it up. You need him to average 300 yards a game because that's the only way he's going to get 100 yards in my eyes. You have Hopkins there. Hopkins he's the target monster, man. He's getting 12 to 16 targets every single game, and Watson is looking him dead red and throwing him the ball, and DeAndre's fucking catching it, man. Yeah, Gord, but I think you need better starts. You got to start the guys that go off, but it's almost impossible to predict. Like, you've been playing fantasy for years. It does suck having a guy throw up fucking 30 points on the bench. You had Devin Funchess throw up 2 touchdowns last week on the bench. Shit fucking sucks, man. Then we have our number 16. Yes. Buckets, believe it or not. He jumped up 2 spots in our power ranking. I like Buckets. I like that trade for Buckets. He gets rid of Cam Newton. Cam Newton was having one of the worst years of his career going into last week, and then he has one of the best games of his career against the Patriots. But like I said, the Patriots' defense is really, really, really bad. He has Goff. Goff is the 7th best quarterback right now. I think the kid is serious. He was a great pickup for Buckets. You pair him with Matty Ice. Ice to the rescue. He came in to rescue Pete's team last week. Did dog shit. Only had 9 points, but he's still MVP from last year. I think he's fine. I think he finishes as a top 10 quarterback still. That offense is still high-powered. He could still pop off 4 or 5 touchdowns in a week. We know this. You have Le'Veon Bell, who's a fucking touch monster. 35 carries last week and 4 receptions. He almost touched the ball 40 times. No running back does that in football. Mark my words, not another running back will have more touches than what he had last week because it ain't happening. It don't happen. He's averaging 20 points a game now. He had a really bad 2 first weeks, but he was getting into the swing of things, and now we see what he fucking does. 35 carries, 144 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Add a couple reception and some receiving yards. You have a fucking monster week. That's Lev, man. That's what he does. Just hope he stays healthy. I know he has bad knees, but I don't wish injury on no one. I think he's good. Good to go. You picked up Andre Ellington, who has been a fucking target monster himself over there in Arizona. I think that's the running back to own over there. Last 2 weeks, he got 13 and 19 points, catching a lot of passes out of the backfield. Carson Palmer is targeting him a ton. He has 5 catches. He has more than 12 targets. 5 catches against the Cowboys. 9 catches against the Niners for 86. I think he's going to enter running back 2 territory, maybe flex play every week. He's only projected to put up 9.8 points, but that's because ESPN doesn't know shit. He's probably going to wind up putting up upwards of 13, 14, 15 in my eyes. He pops over a touchdown, he's a 20-point guy. Kelvin Benjamin not having a good year at all. He's been really bad. If Cam picks it up, it's another story. He did have a good game against the Patriots, but like I said, I think everyone's going to have a good game against the Patriots this year. Their defense is just really, really bad. Chris Hogan, solid game. 5 catches, 60 yards, 17 points. He's gotten progressively better as the year's gone on. He's the second wide receiver there. I think he's more of the third option, but the third option, like I said, in a pass-happy offense is always a great option no matter what. It's a better option than a number 1 option in a run-heavy offense. He's going to catch passes. He's going to score touchdowns. He's playing like that and that split end receiver, but like he bounces in the slot sometimes when Amendola's not in. He's the 10th best wide right now. He's averaging 15.5 points. Wide receiver 1 right now. I think he's more of a wide 2. I don't know why the hell you're starting Marvin Jones. He's been absolutely trash. Oh, you have a lot of buys this week. That's why. I'm sorry. Jimmy Graham thought had a little injury scare with him, but he's fine. Had a nice solid game. 10 points for tight end. That's good. Right now he's the 19th best tight end because he left the game early. He got Ingram in right now as a flex too. Yo, Ingram has been really solid. He's seventh best tight end right now, 11 points. He's been fucking steady. 8, 14, 9, 12. He's been really steady this year, surprisingly. Maybe he shuts me up about rookie tight ends. I hope he does because the Giants need fucking help. Then you have Michael Thomas on the bye, which sucks. Michael Thomas coming out party, 8 for 89 and a touchdown. He's gone over 85 yards 3 times already this year. Yeah, he's a wide receiver one right there. He's the seventh best wide, averaging 17 points again. Terrell Pryor, this year's biggest bust in my eyes. He did have 16 points last week, but he also caught a 45-yard pass for a touchdown, which is basically 10 points in one shot. Yeah, don't like Washington's offense. It's a crapshoot. I don't know who the hell's getting the ball. No one is going off. You got Kamara, who D-dropped. I have no clue why. He's a running back too right now in my eyes. He's the pass catching back over in New Orleans. That's always been a really good fantasy happy situation. Whether it be Pierre Thomas or I can't even think of other guys, but Pierre Thomas, I think Darren Sproles. Yeah, Darren Sproles was there. They always fucking have a guy that catch passes over there. Yeah. But yeah, Buck, I think your quarterbacks are really good, and that's really going to carry you a lot. You couple that in there with Le'Veon Bell and Michael Thomas. I think your team is a lot better than 1-3 in my eyes. 13 and 23 on the year though, 7th in points per game right now. The rest of the season only has you at 9. I don't know why. You're not 9 in my eyes, kid. And then we're gonna move on to our medium rare teams. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, we got a 5th best team right now. Yeah, 5th best team right now. Hold on, I gotta smoke a cigarette. Yeah, we got a 5th best team right now. Personally, who I think is the 5th best team is the person who's in first in our league right now at 4-0. None other than the country club cook himself, Lawrence DeSimone. Lawrence has gotten very, very lucky this year. He leads the league in points against. He has the best fantasy defense right now in my eyes. It's like you play him, you don't even start the guys that are playing. He's that good right now. Yeah, D's gotten very lucky. Right now he is 19 and 17 overall, 16 points per game at 159. Rest of the season roster has him at number 5. He's got Dak, who is having a very good year, very solid. Another guy who runs, man. Those extra points you get for running quarterbacks are huge. Even if it's 3-4 points, 30, 40 yards, it's fucking huge every single game to have. You know you're getting it. He always has that big playability to bust out a 30-yard run. That's 3 points. It's huge. Drew Brees too. He's the 4th best quarterback right now. Pass happy offense. Hasn't had under 20 points in a game. He's averaging 26.5. He's a fucking stud, Drew Brees. Don't get me wrong. But that's where your team is really good in my eyes. You're led by those quarterbacks. You're going to lean on those quarterbacks every week. If they finish in the top 10, you're going to be a really good team. Did I say this is the medium rare? I don't even know. I'm shocked. But this is the medium rare. Which is basically, a lot of people prefer their steaks medium rare. It's a great steak, great temperature. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's just right, man. It's very nice. But sorry about that, guys. I'm fucking shot right now. But yeah, D, going into your team again. Jordan Howard, not that good of a week. Actually, no, he had a decent week, 14 points. I think he's a running back one, maybe back end guy still. He's good, man. They're gonna run the ball. They got a rookie quarterback taking over there, so maybe that switches up the whole situation over there. The offensive line is still pretty good, which is huge for him. They have a really good run blocking offensive line. You got Cooks. I offered a trade for Cooks. I don't think I'm gonna get him. I think you declined it. He's the 11th best wide receiver right now. You got the 11th best wide receiver, the 10th best wide receiver, and the first tight end in that offense right now. Might finish like that. Maybe Hogan finishes a little lower and Cooks a little higher. Yeah, like Cooks still. averaging 15 a game after a dud last week and a dud week 2 against New Orleans. He's a man. Devontae Adams had a horrible injury last week. One of the worst hits I've ever seen. Danny Trevathan already got suspended 2 games. Yeah, fucking horrible injury. I hope he's back. They stretched him off the field. We saw the thumbs up though, so hopefully he's good. Tyreek Hill, 9th best wide. Huge, big playability. Always will have that. He's the 9th best wide, 16.8 points overall. He's a guy that could pop off for 30 points in a week for catching an 85-yard touchdown and housing it. You got Charles Clay, who no one picked up. I don't know why. You did, though. He's the 4th best tight end. He's steady. I think he's Tyrod Taylor's number 1 option there. They don't throw a ton. They're more of a running team, but he's definitely the number 1 option. He's the 4th best tight end, man. For a free agent end, I think that's big time. Yeah, Gillislee, not huge on him. It's going to be a crapshoot with him every week. He could throw up 6 points or he could throw up 36 points for all we know. Very low floor, very high ceiling. With, when the Patriots get down to the goal line, they always do. They run it in. And Gillislee is that goal line dude right now. You got Anderson, who is going to fill in for Gillislee. Anderson has been very good this year as well. He's the 10th best running back. Kind of mad I don't have Anderson on my team, to be honest, because I think I offered you a trade for him and you declined. You picked up Alex Collins. I like that pickup. I think he's the running back over there to own right now. Well, not right now, but in a couple weeks he is. I think he's going to succeed Terrence West for those early down rushes. He looks really good, man. I don't know. I'm sure you watched some of the games. In London, he looked really good. In Pittsburgh, he looked really good. 82 yards back-to-back games over there for Collins. Yeah, D. I think you got really lucky. You should be 2-2 probably. I think you should have lost to me. I think you should have lost to Salami. I don't know about your other weeks, but I know you have the least points against. So you're in the medium rare territory, D. You're good. I think you're almost guaranteed a playoff spot at this point, unless you absolutely collapse and you lose fucking 7 straight. I think you're good. Next team we have is TAS. He's in my eyes, our 4th best team. PDT. The broom operator, I should call him. Congrats, Tass, on getting into sanitation again. He's going to be in a broom garage. You're going to catch him on Tremont, 9 in the morning. He's going to be writing you tickets. Just like Jack said, he's going to be snitching on people because that's what they do in the brooms. Tass is led by his 2 quarterbacks, absolute studs, Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford. Russell Wilson, another guy, quarterback. Oh, wow, he has a ton of rushing yards this year as well. Yeah, his past 2 games, 47 and 31 points. They looked horrible their first 2 games, the Seahawks, but that Tennessee game, they looked bad too, but they were playing from behind. He was passing a lot. He's the 5th best quarterback right now. I think he finishes right there. In my eyes. Stafford right now is the 12th best. Had a dud week last week. Didn't score a touchdown. Played a really good defense that he's going to see again later on in the year. The Vikings and the Lions always get into great matchups. NFC North matchups. Ajay, a little bit underperforming. He's been a little banged up. 4 points, 6 points the past 2 weeks, but he did pop off 17 against the Chargers. Yeah, I think Ajay is running back 2 right now in my eyes. I don't think that offense is very good. I think they're going to be playing from behind, and the Dolphins are really bad. They lost to the Jets. Leonard Fournette. Kid is a fucking stud. I think he's going to be a keeper. He's a fucking stud. 4th best running back right now. They fucking are feeding him the rock till his wheels fall off. Averaging 20 points even on the year. Having a very really good rookie season. I think he is the truth. I think he is going to be the future best running back in the league. Really good pick with him, Tass. He's going to lead your team most of these weeks. Larry Fitz, the ever so talented Larry Fitz, the old man, 6th best wide receiver in the league, does it every single year. Everyone still ranks him low. I don't understand. I ranked him low. I'm a fucking idiot. That game against Dallas, he absolutely tore them up. Sammy Watkins had one good game. He's averaging 12 a game. Not sold on him. Wide three in my eyes. Nothing crazy there. Adam Thielen, though, I like Thielen a lot with Bradford. I think he's coming back soon. He's the 14th best wide. Definitely a wide two in my eyes. He's the slot guy over there. Catches a lot of passes over the middle. I think that offense is pretty good, even without Dalvin Cook. Bradford coming back is going to help them tremendously. You got Julio, got a little banged up last week. Took a little hip, had a little hip injury. Got the bye week this week. That's huge for his cause. Julio's still a wide one. I don't care where he's at right now. He's number 20 overall. Don't be scared of the injury task. Don't fucking trade him for nonsense. He's fine. He's always going to be questionable. He's questionable every single game of every single year the past like 2-3 years. That's what he does. He don't practice, man. Could you blame him? He's not good. You picked up Jared Cook as I think you've been rotating tight ends ever since Olsen went down. Hopefully he's coming back soon. Jared Cook's the 10th best tight end right now. He's averaging 9.8 points. If you don't have the best tight end, you might as well just have a guy that's just steady, consistent, 8 to 12 points. That's all you really could ask for. Yeah. And then who else? You got Bradford, who's going to come back, and I do like Bradford this year. I think you're going to wind up trading Bradford in my eyes. Your two quarterbacks are really good. You really don't have a spot to start Bradford in. He's questionable this week. Wow. Yeah. Tass, like you in the playoff hunt right now. Speaking of hunt, the third best team right now is me. Yes. I rank myself as medium rare because that's how I like my steaks, motherfuckers. But yeah, you know, losing David Johnson is a fucking one of the biggest holes you could go in all year. You lose the first overall guy in everyone's league, and then your next pick is number 20. It's a tough fucking loss, David Johnson. I didn't think I would be able to fill it, but I did fill it. Kareem Hunt is the second best running back right now in football. He's averaging 30 points a game. He just is wearing down teams in the second half. He's got the most second half rushing yards right now. I think he has the most rushing yards in the league as well. He's a running back one. I see him finishing as a top 3 running back this year. He's fucking stud. What a fucking pick by me. I pat myself on the back right there. I think he's the 7th round lock as of right now. I'm definitely going to keep him. He could tear his ACL. I'm keeping him at this point. But my two quarterbacks, they're tremendous right now. Jameis Winston, best game of the year, 38 points. He's gotten progressively better. Thrown for 300 yards twice already. He's averaging 25 points a game. He did miss week 1, so he's only the 18th best quarterback. Mariota's the 16th best quarterback. Got taken out of that game a little early. Had a little hamstring injury. They're calling him questionable right now. I think he's going to start this week. I think he's fine. Maybe he doesn't run as much, which kind of really fucks over his value. But he had a ridiculous 2 runs for touchdowns last week against the Texans. He had a 35-yard run and then a nice little play action on the goal line, diving for that nylon pylon, as I like to call it. But yeah, I think my quarterbacks are still going to be probably the best top 5, maybe top 5 tandem in the league in my eyes still. Then I have Hopkins, 3rd best wide receiver. He's averaging 19 points. He's leading the league in targets. He's had over 7 catches in every single game. He is a stud. High floor, high ceiling, wide one. How you doing? Then I have Stefon Diggs, who is the number 1 wide right now, 22 points averaging. He did have a monster week at 40 points. Did have the bad week at 5, but he's a wide one in my eyes, man. He runs every single route in the route tree. They compare him to Antonio Brown, coming from a small school. Runs every single route in the route tree. He's AB 2.0. That's what they say about the kid. Then I have Kelsey as my tight end, second tight end on the year. He had 27 points twice already. He's a fucking stud. Did have a dud against the Chargers, but that's fine because I had Kareem Hunt absolutely fucking tear shit up down there. Then I have Duke Johnson, 15th best running back. He's lining up in the slot a lot. I like his him over there lining up in the slot. Kaiser has been checking down to him in the slot. He's just literally running across the field, catching a 3-4 yard pass. He had 9 catches, 47 yards last week, 22 points, back fucking weeks. Really like Duke Johnson this year. Yeah, and then like I said, I went off in a running back rampage and I picked up mad guys. I picked up Aaron Jones. Who's gonna fill in this week? I might put him in. I don't know. Wayne Gallman, who I think is gonna take over that running back spot. I think they're gonna start playing for next year and seeing what the hell they have because I think Varine's gonna go. Paul Perkins, he's fucking horrible. Orleans Darkware's been banged up. Gallman has a shot to be a running back in that offense. I'm taking a flyer with him, and then Thomas Rawls. Someone's got to run the ball. Eddie Lacy's fat. CJ Prosise is the pass catching back. They've always had a good running back running the ball. I think Rawls may reclaim his throne that he lost like 3 or 4 times already in his short career. Then I have Latavius Murray, who I picked up. He's a running back too. Everyone has him as a running back too already. I think it was a nice pickup, man. I had the third wave claim. I didn't think I would have any chance to get him. Thought Gordo or Tass would pick him up. I'll take him. Then I have Golden Tate as well. He's looking like a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. He's had 2 really bad games, but he's also had 2 really good games. He's averaging 14 points, 15th best wide right now. Yeah, my team is not really in the rare territory because I don't have David Johnson. But if I had David Johnson, I'm rare. Like our 2 other guys right now who are very, very rare. Some people like it rare. Personally, I don't. It's a little too cold for me. But some people like it rare, and they say that's the best way to eat a steak. These 2 guys are literally 1 and 2, but they're like a 1 and 2 that could change every single week. I'm going to start with Wonder because I fucking hate him. And I can never say he's the best. Wonder, I did not like that trade for Matty Ice at all. You traded a second-round pick. You basically just you got Todd Gurley out of the deal in my eyes. I don't think Cam Newton's good. He had 43 points last week, but somehow he's averaging under 20 for the year. That just goes to show you. New England, I think, is fantasy gold. You start everyone against New England, like I said. He's a quarterback too, Cam Newton, right now. I can't trust him most weeks. If he plays it against a bad defense, you could start him. Phillip Rivers having a decent year, only averaging 19.8 a game. He's the 14th best quarterback. Yeah, like look at Jameis Winston. He's averaging 25.8 points a game, and he's 15th overall. So like Jameis and his numbers are very similar, and he's played an extra game. Odell Beckham, the guy's a fucking warrior, breaking his finger, hurting his ankle, coming off the field, coming back on the field. Definitely still see him as wide receiver 1. Maybe wide receiver 2 this year, depending on what the hell is happening with the Giants. Their offense is not what we thought they were going to be. Dez Bryant is absolutely dog shit. I don't care if they have him averaging 16 points every single week. He ain't that good, man. He is not that good. He did have a good game against the Rams. He plays against a good team. He gets blanketed, man. He's got Green Bay this week, which is nice. He's gonna do good. Looking at his playoff schedule, though, I'm really not happy with that playoff schedule, Wonder. You're not fucking trading him for some bullshit. I hope people actually watch this entire video. Wonder is going to try and trade you Dez Bryant, people. They play the Giants, Oakland, and Seattle week 14, 15, 16. They're all good cornerbacks he's going to face. Don't do it, people. Don't bite on Wonder's bullshit. Keenan Allen, 5th best wide right now. Target monster. Wide receiver 1. Gonna finish as a wide 1. Wonder, great pick with him. Like him a lot. Love him a lot. Zach Ertz, he's been absolute stud this year, averaging 15 a game. 3rd best tight end. Where'd you get him, Wendy? 115th overall. What a fucking pick. Yeah, McCaffrey, really not sold on him as well.